Today's episode brought to you by...
Episode.
Actually, we have no sponsor, so we can't.
Well, actually, we can say shout out to Jorgillo, right?
Yeah,
shout out to Jorgillo and Well Source. We got a little decoration right here. Makes us look a little cooler, actually. And actually, it's pretty clean. I'm not gonna lie.
It does. It gives it a little bit style to what we got going on.
Yeah, and it goes with our style, right? Old school.
I guess so. Yeah. Are we old school?
I think so. I mean,
Maybe we have that old soul, that old mentality way.
With that new generation mix.
There you go. No,
I think
no te peinaste.
Yo, no, ¿cuándo, güey? Have you seen my kid?
Yeah.
Exactly.
But he got a haircut, though. I saw that.
But yeah, we're back, guys. So yeah, actually, before I forget, Well Source, his company's name is Well Source. We tagged him on our post earlier. Hit him up.
We'll actually, I'm going to go ahead and start putting the actual tags on the...
Yeah, you fucking loser.
On the video. Well, see, to be honest, I barely learned how to do it. It took me a while, so...
And you're not old school.
Yeah, I guess you could say. See, well, I got more like savvy with Google Docs y todo eso because of work. So I'm used to all that and how easy it is, at least to me. So when I do Adobe Pro, it's more complicated, dude. I'm like, fuck.
Oh, dude. There's some powerful shit out there.
Oh, it is. I know.
It is like way easier. I don't even have to print shit no more. I love it.
Oh, shit.
Which kind of brings us into today's topic.
Yeah, I was going to get there.
Work.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking work.
And how it came about, because we've been on a hiatus 2 times.
Yeah.
Because we were used to doing like 2 weeks on, and then 2... Is it 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off?
Well, we were doing like
every other week,
every
right?
week, and then we went down to every other week, and then work hit us hard.
And that's where it came from, because we sat there and we were talking about, like, dude, let's talk about work. Like, that's the reason why we can't record, or we haven't recorded as we would like to.
Yeah.
Because of work.
Yeah, because I think, what was it? The first hiatus was I got sent to Borger, Texas for the week.
you were deported.
I was freezing my ass off.
Te deportaron, pero you say you were working.
Yeah,
we all know you got deported.
Yeah, no, but hey, nobody knows.
Yeah, now they know.
The only reason I know it's not true is because there's snow. It doesn't snow in Mexico unless you learn Toluca. Oh,
Eso sí.
Fuck. Maybe I was deported.
Hay otros lados, güey.
That's why I tagged myself. You know, I checked myself in the locations that people weren't saying I was deported.
You're right.
But yeah, I got sent out there for the week, and then by the time, so I was there like Monday to Friday.
Till Friday, no. Then you came back and you had to get everything ready for the Thanksgiving trip, no?
No, I think it was.
Yeah. Oh no, it was Beatrice's birthday. And then got everything ready for the
following week is when we recorded.
Oh, did we?
And then Thanksgiving, we were supposed to, but
there was a lot of kids and a lot of
just
traffic.
I mean,
and no se pudo. And then me at the same time, you know, with after school athletics. And then like I get home and I'm just like I'm tired.
Yeah, I even debated today. I'm not gonna lie. It was supposed to be my day off, and then work happened, and they're like, "Hey, we need you to get this done by today." And I was like, "It's my off Friday," and they're like, "We need you to get it done by today."
Oh, there was no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Yeah, so I was like, "Well, fuck me."
Dang, dude. I'm not gonna
That's
lie,
why my hair looks like
it
the way it
too.
looks. That's why I didn't comb it right.
I was like, there was a part of me I was like, damn, I hope Skeet calls me. He's like, hey man, let's do it tomorrow. I'll be like, yes. All right. But we're here now. I guess.
Yeah, you know,
it gives us an excuse to drink.
I was gonna say, you know, I was like, you know what, it's cool to talk about it because like I literally just finished work. I started at 6:30 and finished by 3. And I was like, man, what a good day to talk about it because it's like you literally just come off of it.
Yeah, you do.
And it's just fresh off your mind. You're like, oh fuck, I hate work. I hate this and I hate that. And then you get paid and you're like, oh fuck yes, this is why I do what I do. But
that is true.
It's
you know, we should have done it like a lot of these people do it. We should have done like a Zoom call. You know, like because a lot of people do Zoom calls at home because of the quarantine situation. You know, Unfortunately for us, we're not quarantined anymore. Especially unfortunately for me.
Why you?
Because, dude, I get to see kids on a daily basis.
I see adults.
No. I'm stuck in a class with at least 15 kids per period.
Are they coughing all over the place?
Well, they have their face masks, but still, though, you know, you have no idea where where they've been, where their parents have been, where the people around their parents have been, it just becomes a big old cluster.
That's true.
Dude. So, I mean, I remember last year I got used to it, you know, because it was like, all right, it's cool. It's quarantine. Awesome. Like, I can work from home. And then I was like, damn, dude, this sucks. Like, I don't like this.
Well, shit, I remember you, like, I would be tired from work, right? And you're like, what the fuck are you tired for? You sit in a computer all day. And then whenever you were like, the whole quarantine shit happened, you had to work from home. You were like, man, I'm tired of this shit. I was like, what are you tired from? You sit in the computer all day. I was like, now you know what it feels like.
Yeah, dude, it's terrible.
It's not a physical tired. It's just you're mentally tired. Your eyes hurt from just staring at a screen all day.
They do hurt. That's the reason why sometimes I tell my kids to, like, by my kids I mean my students, to, like, leave the computer alone, you know, because, dude, that does bother your eyes and it hurts your eyes, and I'm pretty sure it's not anything good for your eyes. But hey, you know what? Sometimes it has to get done with. You've been looking rough, bro.
Sorry. And even shade. But yeah, anyways, but I guess through all that, you know, the only reason, well, not the only reason, right? But one of the things that got instilled in us from kids was working hard.
I mean, that's what we've been doing. Even for the situation we were placed in, we were quarantined, we were still working hard, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And that just comes from our parents, and I'm pretty sure a lot of parents of our listeners, especially if you're the Hispanic community.
Our 5 listeners.
Yeah, our 5 listeners. If you're a loyal 5. All right. So, anywho, but the people, you know, our listeners, they probably had the same background as we do. Like, well, our parents have that old school mentality, you know, that get it done no matter how hard it is. It's just like grind. And I think, at least to my point of view, it's that agricultural mentality.
Mm-hmm.
And that's because you got to grow crops to be able to eat, to be able to feed your animals so that they can produce, either milk or eggs or something for you to eat. ¿Me entiendes? Yeah. So it's like if you don't do it, you're not gonna eat. So maybe that's where it comes from. You know?
That, and I think at least for mom and dad, for us, it was more of hey, we're working hard, so you don't have to do this, right? Mm-hmm. They've always told us that since day one. You know, we're busting our asses, so you have an opportunity to go to school and do something, so you don't have to work like we're working. Yeah. I mean, mom's was working 2 jobs, Burger King and Taco Cabana.
Yeah, wasn't she somewhere else before Taco Cabana or?
Not that I know.
No, yeah, you're right. It was only one, and then she got Taco Cabana.
Yeah, and then Pops was doing Toshiba at that time, and then moved to what was it, Acre Solutions.
Acre Solutions, yeah. MH Pyramid.
Yeah, there you go. And 12-hour shifts and not 14-hour shifts sometimes, Saturdays too, Sundays too.
But I mean, let's rewind just a little bit, and let's talk about the roofing thing, man. Like, when you go outside, right, in the middle of summer and it's hot, you're like, damn, it's hot, bro. Like, you're sweating your ass off, you know, and you're barely doing anything. You're doing something that you enjoy.
Yeah.
Because I don't think any of us go outside like, hey, you know what? I feel like working hard in the sun today. Today is the day.
Especially here in Houston.
Yeah, today is that day where I feel like working in the sun today. No, nobody says that. All right. Most of the time, it's like, hey, you know what? I'm going to go for a jog, or I'm going to take dogs out, or I'm going to go do something fun in the sun outside.
But I'm going to go before it gets really hot.
Yeah.
Or after it gets really hot.
And then these people, like that especially, they had to work through this heat. Like, it wasn't an option. It was like, hey, man, it has to get done.
Right.
And all they did was put their head down and get to it, you know? And if you know how hot it gets in the street, you know, at street level, when it's hot, imagine the roof, because it absorbs heat. You know, that's its job. The shingles, its job is to absorb heat.
Yeah.
So the sun is hitting that, and it's reflecting off of that, and it's hitting you in the face. And you got to wear jeans, and you got to wear a long sleeve shirt, you know, for safety reasons.
Right. You don't have to, right? But it's because you're going to get sunburned.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, well, fuck me. You know, it's either I'll put it on and deal with the sweating, or I don't put it on and deal with the sunburns and the aftermath of all that, right?
And all the all the little particles that jump on you, todas las cortadas y todo.
You know, it's funny, right? Because I guess I can't remember which episode we talked about. Like, once Friday hit, they went to the shop, and they just literally just bought a cooler of beers, and they were just there chilling. And at first, you didn't understand why. Right now, you think about it, like, well, that's why you were fucking out in the sun all week. All you want to do on a Friday or Saturday is just go have a few beers and
Unwind,
unwind.
just chill. Yeah, that's chill, man. And that's where our mentality comes from. And like I said, hopefully, like our listeners, they can say, hey, you know what, my parents did the same thing, or they work just as hard. Maybe not roofing or welding like our dad does, but doing another line of work to where they're dedicated to it, and they just know one thing, and that's to get the job done.
Yeah,
So
I mean, granted, and even then, to this day, they still work hard, right? Like,
Yeah, they still do.
Pops is just a welder, so that you got to be inside a shop with all the heat and whatnot, and then mom is cleaning houses.
Yeah.
So it's still a beating to the body, man. So imagine, I complain about sitting at a computer all day, but I can't imagine, being up and about cleaning or being inside a shop and welding all day. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not meant for that.
I'll tell you
I'll
what,
bitch out real quick.
like I taken on that the whole woodworking thing, and even that, and I'm wearing shorts and a shirt, and I'm in the garage, right? Sometimes, like during the summertime, dude, it was so hot, it was unbearable, like for these people who have to wear jeans and a long sleeve and be like inside a shop, dude, I like my respects to them. I don't think I'm not gonna say I don't think I could do it, because sometimes
If
the
I had to,
necessity. If I had
it.
to, I mean, I just have to. Como dice, me aprieto uno y me amarro el otro, something like that. So, that's the thing. Like, I guess that's where our mentality comes from, And granted, this started way before. This started before we were born. They started working hard when they got here.
When they were little, actually, when you hear moms and dads story about having to go to El Campo and go feed the cows or go do the agriculture shit when they were kids.
Mm-hmm.
Literally 10, 11-year-old kids by themselves. You're walking out there carrying the food and whatnot, and getting in trouble for not doing it right.
Correct.
Shit, I mean, what the fuck was I doing at 10? At 10, 11 years old, we were dad, but we were just like, here's a shingle.
Yeah. Carrying the shovel y todo, even though we got those little jobs, we knew how difficult it was and whatnot, We learned early what it took to work. But then now that we get to sit back and think about everything that they've done and how they got it done, it amazes me. At least it amazes me. Because, bro, you show up to a country where, number one, you don't know the language.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of Chinito talk, bro? You're like, este güey me la está rayando. Este vato, no sé, pero me la está rayando este vato. And then, I'm pretty sure that's how they felt. They're like, hey, este güey me está haciendo pedo, ¿qué? So they're here not knowing the language. It's not like you have time to learn it too. Like, hey, you know what? I'm going to take 2 years to learn it and then I'll be good to work. No, bro.
Aquí
It's
está
like you
inglés sin barreras.
Yeah, it's like you show up and, all right, here you go. Here's the line of work.
The sad part is you got to go to work because you owe people money already.
Yeah.
Coming over is not cheap, right? And what I mean coming over is crossing
what I
the
mean?
border. Although nobody understands the language, people understand hard work. You may not know what the hell you're saying or whatever, but through sign language, people find a way to tell you. And then once you figure out what something means, like you're like, oh, okay, I know how to do this. And you just bust your ass doing it. And people are like, okay, you know what? This guy doesn't know the language or this person doesn't know the language, right? But that dude can bust his ass. That dude's good at what he does.
Yeah, for those people who actually want to make themselves better, they find the way to make it happen,
Mm-hmm.
They find the way that they want to better themselves. They work hard. They find a way to get it done, and they get it done the right way. And unfortunately for these people, because of their immigration status, it's not like they can get a job like you and I, where we have a cake job,
Well, it's like one of our cousins, right? She was born here, moved to Mexico, but I guess it's one of those that she's able to come back and work a normal job per se, quote unquote, right? A legal job without having to worry about like, oh, well, I'm forced to do this line of job because I'm an immigrant.
That's correct.
And sometimes that's either I guess you can say the hard labor, right? The agricultural stuff, the roofing stuff, the landscaping stuff, it's not easy stuff that you're just like, oh, you know what? Even I'm not, no disrespect to anybody that works in the line of food, right? But going to work in a McDonald's or a restaurant industry, sometimes even then that's a luxury to some people, right? Because if you don't have the papers, then your options are very limited.
They are limited, dude. No, and you know what? You probably heard the background. That's our mom making noise, but it actually relates to what we're talking about. You know, because it's for work per se. Because
Yeah.
she's trying to make a little extra income with the holidays and everything. And right now, as we all know, it's tamale season.
It's always tamale season.
It's tamale season, so people are wanting tamales, and it started. I don't know if it started as a joke or did you just post it? Somewhere?
No, well, she had told me she wanted to make a few extra bucks.
Okay.
And so I was like, okay, let me know. Because, before, actually, at work, at my old jobs, I used to promote them. Mm-hmm. And she would easily sell like 40 dozen in a week. Mm-hmm. And she was like, oh, flaco, pregúntale a tus compañeros si no quieren nadie. So I was like, well, fuck it, I'll put it on the podcast page. And sure enough, people started responding. I think like the first week she got like 20 orders.
Yeah. No, was it 20 or wasn't it like 15?
No, it ended up being like 20.
Oh, damn.
And then this week she has 40. Yeah, so I was like, well, fuck.
Oh,
that's why she was complaining about the 2 extra one right now.
Last time I heard it was like 28. So
we had.
And then right now she said, "Oh, I got 2 more." I was like, "Oh, she got 30." Like, why?
No, because Christian ordered 6, and then somebody else ordered 3 more. So,
damn, dude.
So that's why you may hear the background right now, because she's prepping everything to cook tomorrow, the tamales. So,
and again, it brings it back to the point. It's just work.
Right. Right now it's bedtime technically.
Yeah, take advantage of it. When it's there, take advantage of it. I guess that's the attitude that. It's another one of those things that we're brought up with, like learn as much as you can, take advantage of the situation, and then just make it work, just make it work to you. But going back to what we're talking about, like they get here, they have no language to begin with, you don't have time to learn it. Your immigration status limits you to what you can work in.
Yeah. And
then on top of that, you got to find a way to get to work.
That's very true.
It's not like, hey, I'm just gonna go ahead and
go buy a car.
Go buy a car right now. It's just like, hey, you got to work, you got to pay off some stuff, and then you got to find a place to live, and then comes the car.
And even then, you can't, right? Because technically, if you get pulled over, or you don't have a license, or you don't have insurance, and all this other crap, it's not as easy. Oh, I'm gonna go buy me a car today, just because I have the money. It's kind of unfortunately they come into relying on with other people, right? The person that brought them is like, hey, I have a job lined up for you. You're working with me or whatever the hell may be. I'm gonna be your ride to and from. But of course, I don't know how some people are, but we were raised to kind of, pay gratitude towards that person, right? That person that lends you a hand and be like, hey, here's $50 for gas, or another 50 for food, or whatever the hell may be.
Yeah.
That it's although they're trying to help you as a person, you don't just. Some people may do it, right? But
some people do it out of the kindness of their heart. Some people, I think they have that kindness to say, you know what, I've succeeded. Let me help other people succeed.
Right.
Pay it forward, as they say it. I was in that situation. Let me pay it forward. But other people just kind of do it just to get as much as they can out of it. Try to take advantage of the situation. And what they say, karma sometimes, man. Karma's a real thing sometimes, and people get what they deserve,
Well, what do they say? Hoy por mí, mañana por ti, or something? Or hoy por ti, mañana por mí. Haha, the way, yeah.
Is that how it goes? Something like that.
Hoy por ti, mañana por mí.
Yeah, the other one sounded too egoista.
Selfish. Yeah, my bad. Then again, I do tend to come off selfish sometimes, right? But, oh well.
No, but... luckily we were able to experience that. We were able to live through that because those values can be applied in any kind of job. Anything that you work at, whether you're a janitor or the CEO of a company, those values will never leave you. Like put that head down and get it done one way or another. And luckily we were instilled with that. Now on the flip side, we were not instilled in the white collar world.
In the American world.
Quote
unquote, right? The American dream.
We had no experience on that. We were never told, other than like dress professional and act professional, Or maybe not even.
I don't even know how to dress professional.
More like
Have you seen me
have
dress?
manners. Yeah,
We just know respect.
there you go.
treat
Have
people with
manners, respect. Yeah,
you know?
that's what we know. We had no prior.
We had no etiquette.
Yeah, no etiquette.
We had no etiquette for eating, no etiquette for dressing, no etiquette for talking. Even it's just you treat people with respect.
Yeah,
And I think that's what Dad always says. No matter who it is, if it's the highest person or the lowest person, you treat everybody the same.
Yeah.
You know, it's pretty cool though, because to be honest, like it actually, a lot of people, like at least from my line of work, they're like, you know, you're very nice to everybody.
That's how it should be.
And it's like, yeah, that's what I told him. I was like, well, I was just raised that way, right? It's just one of those, like, whether you're the manager or you're an entry engineer or whatever, intern, you know, you're still a person. At the end of the day, you're still a person. It doesn't matter what title you have in the company. I mean, I may not like you as a coworker, but you may be a coolest person as fuck.
There you go.
And that's kind of the hard part that people sometimes can't.
They
separate.
mix the relationship,
Yeah.
you know. They mix that relationship. No, I have the same issue, you know, because the custodians at where I work at, they're all Hispanic. They're all Hispanic ladies, you know, and so, you know, I don't know if it's a language barrier with the other teachers; they cannot communicate or whatnot. But with me, you know, I see them, I talk to them nicely, you know, I greet them and everything, and you know, they've gotten to have that confidence with me when we have conversations and whatnot. You know, again, it boils down to the whole like having manners and whatnot.
You know, I was gonna say I don't think it's the language barrier. To be honest, it's just the way you carry yourself.
Maybe.
You know, because some people, and I guess I don't know how it is for you, right? But in my case, you know, some of these people, white collar, you kind of your tendency is to you carry yourself high that you're like, oh, you're the janitor, or let me, you know, get out of my way type thing. But that's what I'm saying. So like that's one of those that's like, because I'm the same way with me, right? A lot of the janitorial stuff in our office is Hispanic. And at first, it's one of those that when we kind of, let's say I'm going to go get a cup of coffee or whatever, and they're cleaning the coffee machine or whatever, they're like, they get out of the way. I'm like, no, it's fine. Finish your job. Don't worry about me. I can wait. But there's other people that come and they're like, they expect them to move type shit.
Yeah.
And it's just like dude, they're people just like you. Only because obviously you work here or whatever, you know, it doesn't make you any better. Like,
yeah, just because you have a title.
right, exactly. It's just like, and like, but they like whenever I'm like, oh, okay, no, just, you know, finish what you have to do, and I talk to them or whatever, and they're like, and you can tell like at first they're like they get shaken up, and then when you start talking to them, they're like, oh, okay, you know.
Yeah, same here. Like me at first, like I'd see them, and then they wouldn't greet me because you know a lot of the teachers. Well, it's expected of us to speak English, you know, and I get it. That's the primary language, you know, and then. A lot of teachers there that have Hispanic last name don't speak Spanish. Yeah. So, you know, they were skeptical about me. And then I started speaking to them in Spanish. And then, like, the whole demeanor changes. Like, oh, he's one of us. Exactly. And I'm like, and then little by little, you know, we talk and they figure out, you know, where my background. They're like, oh, shit, you know, like, damn, like, my kids are in the same situation as you. Like, they're going through the middle school. They're going through the high school, you know, and I do this kind of work. You know, and then your mom did this kind of work, so there's a bright future for my kids.
Right, exactly.
You know,
they see a line of hope practically.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny side story on that. One time I was in the elevator and there was a janitor lady there. She was on the phone, right? She had her headset and she's talking to somebody on the phone. And she was like, ay, esta gente me cae mal. And I started chuckling, right? Because I understand what the hell she's saying. Yeah. And then she looks at me, she's like, ¿hablas español? I was like, sí. She's like, discúlpame, no sabía. And I was like, it's fine, don't worry about it.
Le hubieras preguntado, ¿te refirió mío o a la gente de la otra gente?
But, you know, it's funny, right? Because, like, I mean, they think the same thing we probably think. We're like, oh, my God, these people, like, you know, it's like they need to fucking tone their shit down, for lack of better words. It's like, at the end of the day, we're people. You know, it's just people treating people the right way.
You know, and unfortunately, they are in the white collar world, but they don't have a white collar title. You know, they do that stuff that nobody else wants to do. You know, because we feel entitled due to having a title. You know, like we have a profession, we should exercise it, and then you know nobody feels like, oh well, you know what, I got this degree from so and so. You know, right. I shouldn't be cleaning this and this. I should be doing all this and this, you know?
Yeah. So, and it's funny, right? Because so going back to like some days where I have to work late and the janitor stuff is there, the staff, sorry. You you know, they take out the trash and whatnot, and sometimes they're like, "Oh, can you pass me your trash can or whatever?" And I would take out the trash bag, and they were kind of like tripping out about it. I was like, dude, like I used to fucking work at Burger King, taking out trash and mopping floors, so it's like it's not a big deal to me. It's not,
Yeah.
you know, it's not second nature to me. It's just like, oh, okay, here's the trash bag, you know, and they're just like.
Plus, we do it at home too, so you know,
yeah,
it's
exactly.
one of those things like we're used to doing it, you know,
Right.
like.
But I guess to them, like other people would probably just hand it the
Yeah.
trash can and be like, "Oh, here's the trash can" type thing, right? Or grab it, you know, let me get out your way so you can grab it. But I
Yeah.
mean, kind of going back to the whole going into white collar stuff, you know, we had no experience at all. Well, you know, it's funny, right? I realize it now, like we have experience, we just don't know how to translate it.
I don't know. We can say that.
We have remember. So think about it. So whenever you first graduate college, you have no work experience per se, right?
Correct.
But you know how to work hard. You know how to treat people with respect. You know how to communicate with people.
I said that already.
But that's what I'm saying, though. So you have these trades that translate into the whole white collar thing.
I said that already.
That's what I'm
Almost
saying.
word for
No,
word, player.
but you saying we had no experience. I'm saying we actually do have the experience.
Yeah, I'm gonna take this away from you.
No, it's true though. I'm saying we actually have experience. We just don't know how to transfer it.
Correct.
Because we're not taught that. We're not taught.
We don't. I guess maybe in our mentality, we were like, you know what? It's a white collar world. They abide by a whole different set of rules.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they do things differently. You know, they go about themselves. You know, in a higher manner
Right.
and whatnot. You know, so maybe that scares us a little bit at the beginning. And then
Yeah.
when you ease into the things, you're like, hey, well, you know what? Shit, all I got to do is know or
Work
do
hard.
what I know. You know, work hard, get it
Yeah.
done. You know, if I don't know, find a way to get it done. You know, and then that translates anywhere. That translates anywhere. Like I said, whether you're a janitor to a CEO, it's one of those things where, you know, it translates. Now, on the other side, like, the dressing side, you know, I know it sounds so stupid. You're like, what the fuck are you talking about dressing? There is a big difference.
There's a dress code, like
dressing
code.
professionally.
Dress code better, yeah.
Luckily, at my point, like I'm at the point now in my
You're
line
an
of work,
athletic type
where
teacher / coach, right?
where I can during football season, I actually went to work in shorts. Like I taught in
Lucky
shorts.
Fucking you.
Because like in the morning I had football practice, and then I had athletics first period, and then I had like 5 classes, and then I had to go back out to athletics and then football practice. So I was allowed to teach in shorts. You know, I was in shorts the whole day. It was the greatest thing ever. Here I am, a teacher in a classroom, and your mentality, right? You're like, you're a coach. You know, it's okay, but. You know, my mentality when I started, it was like a teacher dressed in khakis, you know, at least a polo shirt.
I guess how you normally would have seen
some
them,
casual shoes, you know. But nowadays, I'm like, well, fuck, I'm a coach, dude. I got to wear this. And then right now in the winter season, bro, like I
fucking hate you.
wear like
Stop
fucking
talking already. I'm about to fucking punch you in the throat.
joggers. He throws a feather away and it feels great. And a hoodie. That's how I go to work every day, player.
Well, aren't you fucking lucky? You know, I'm not gonna lie. Like when I go to work in the mornings, I have to dress up, right? Wear a button up or a polo and khakis, and then I see Paola getting ready, and she's just fucking throwing on sweats, and I'm just like, fuck me, man.
I know, man.
And you know, it's funny because I didn't. I mean, I still don't know how to dress.
I don't know how to dress either.
So back in high school, right, I didn't know how to dress. I was literally the guy that wore a white T-shirt and, you know, cargo shorts.
Yep, and my white tee.
Yeah. And then so college happened, right? And then I started choosing this engineering path. And some way, somehow, I decided to get involved in the Society of Hispanic Professional Engineers, right? And they teach you these little how to eat, how to dress, and whatnot. And I go to this school event, right?
Before you get to your story, were you like me? Were you skeptical like me? You were like, I'm not gonna use this shit, man. What the fuck are they teaching me this?
Well, I knew I had to because that's kind of what you would see type thing, right?
okay.
Whenever you have these companies do these lunch and learns,
So
or
your
whatever.
mentality was like, you know what? I'm gonna be put in a situation.
Yeah.
Like you were actually like looking
I
forward
have to,
it.
yeah. Like I wasn't looking
shit.
forward to it, but I was like, I have to learn it, right? I was like, okay, B's for bread, D's for drink, you know, type shit.
Damn.
You know, I was like,
player.
oh, okay. I didn't know, but I didn't learn that shit till like my junior year of college.
Oh, fuck all
But
that.
going back to my freshman year, right? Like I go to this professional event, and it's a business casual.
Really?
You know, so I was just like, well, fuck me. I've only wore cargo shorts, and t-shirts, or sporty clothes. And so the only person that I knew at that point was that dressed nice in our family was Christian. Right, Christian always had his Tommy Hilfiger.
And this is for social events.
Yeah.
Not professional events, social events.
But he always dressed nice. At least to me, he always dressed nice, right? Like, as an older brother, I was like, man, dude, he always ironed his pants and fucking starched them and who knows what else. So I hit him up. I was like, hey, Christian, I gotta dress up for this shit. It's business casual. And he's like, oh yeah, just throw on your polo, throw on some nice jeans, and some nice shoes. Well, at that point, my nice shoes were some Adidas Classics.
Ooh, shell top.
So here I go. I'm like, I feel good, right? I'm wearing my polo. I'm tucked in, my belt, my jeans, fucking Classics. And I walk into this venue, right? Fucking business casual means a button up and slacks and business casual shoes. And so here I am looking like a dumbass. Like, well, fuck me. I was like, well, shit. And so sure enough, I guess from that point on, I was like, all right, I really got to start paying attention, like, of what people wear when they say business casual or business appropriate.
I have a story that tops your story. I just remembered about this story.
Story time.
All right. So I got my first teaching job at Sci-Fair, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you get all dressed up. You're like, all right, you know what? I'm going to go sign my contract, they're going to give me all my insurance information and whatnot.
Yeah.
And then so you dress up nice, right? So they tell you to go to the office in Jones Road over there.
Yeah.
So I get all niced up and I go.
What define niced up?
And it's
Like-
slacks and, well, not slacks, but khakis,
Then a polo.
dress shoes, and no, it was a button up.
Ah, okay.
So I'm like, oh, you know what? It's all the important stuff. I got to look nice.
I'm a professional now.
Yeah, I'm like, what if my boss is there? And they're like, no, man, what the fuck? Are we hiring this guy? No, but anyway, I get dressed, right? And I show up, and they sit you in a cubicle. It's a cubicle, dude, and you're just filling out information from a computer. I'm like, what the fuck? So fast forward 3 years later, I apply at Waller. I get hired y toda la cosa, and they have the same thing, orientation. So I was like, man, I'm going in shorts and a polo shirt.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's gonna be the same thing, right? Dude, I show up, everybody's dressed nicely. Dude. Everybody is dressed nicely, dude. They got, like even the person who's dressed down, I guess
dressed nice.
Yeah, they got khakis and a polo shirt. And here I am, polo shirt, untucked, khaki shorts. And I got boat shoes with no socks on, dude. I was like, oh, I was so embarrassed. And to top it off, they made us introduce ourselves. So they went one by one.
So you had to like stand up type shit?
Yeah, dude. I was like, oh.
Did anybody tell you anything?
No, actually.
Was your boss there?
No. The human resources guy, he's like, hey, nice to meet you and whatnot. He probably wanted to figure out what's going on. And I was like, hey, I'm sorry, it's because I came from Sci-Fair, and when they did this, we just had, it
was casual
in the cubicle, and it's just casual. So I figured it was the same thing. He's like, don't worry about it. He's like, as long as you just here to work hard, it's all that matters. So like,
yes, work hard is my middle name. I don't have a middle name, and that's
no,
what
but
it
yeah,
is.
man, that ties into your stuff, man. It's one of those things that you learn.
We don't know, right? I mean, we just know go to work and work hard. Do what you have to do for the hours that you're there, and that's it.
Yeah.
So it's like, and that's the hardest part is like when you go into this professional line of work, how do you get used to it? How do you adapt to it? Because, I mean, granted, in my case, like my thing is my mentality was, okay, you get to work, you sit down, you stare at your computer, you work. You don't go to talk to your coworker. You don't go socialize. Like, okay, let me go work with my 4 hours. Oh, lunch break. All right, cool. Take a break. Okay, come back to work 4 hours and call it a day. But besides that, it was just like, how do you do this whole
Adapting?
Not adapting, but how do you do this whole protecting yourself, right? Because unfortunately, like I don't know how your stuff works, but in my case, it's like protect yourself. I mean, like, how do you send a follow-up email saying, hey, per this conversation, this, and this has to be done? You know, I didn't know what the hell. And how we were raised, it was like a man of your word.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna get it done by this day. That means I'm gonna get it done by this day. It's not
It's optional. It's not optional.
let me send this email. Hey, we talked about this, and per our conversation, we said you would agree to have it done by this date. Send. You know, it was to me, and then I learned the hard way. Unfortunately, that it was just like, hey, you need to start sending a couple of these emails because if not, people are just gonna fucking take advantage of that shit.
Yeah.
There is no word in the professional industry. It's an email. If you don't have an email or in writing, then it's just hearsay. And it's just like, well, what the fuck? Like, you know, working with pops and seeing mom and dad and, you know, their relationship with everybody, it was just like, oh, you know, let me borrow your word. Yeah, let me borrow some cash. I'll get to you by this certain day. You know, like, oh, okay, cool, bet. You know, there was no email, there was no contract, nor nothing like that. So whenever you actually start doing this, and then they're like, hey, what happened to this? And they're like, oh, well, so and so said they'll do this, and this, and they're like, well, so and so doesn't have it ready. And then you go talk to so and so, and they're like, I don't know what you're talking about.
No, for us,
like,
luckily, there's
fucking slap in the face, dude. Like,
there's no such thing as that, but it just, to us, it gives a calendar. Like, all right, tease this by this point. That's it. Like, you didn't get to it. What were you doing in your classroom then?
yeah,
You're like, damn. How did they know I was watching Home Alone? You know, I guess now they're gonna know. Shit. No, but I mean that's our world to us. You know.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I can think of a situation, but it's not coming to my mind right now. You know, but I mean,
It's
you have
tough,
to
dude,
learn
like-
how to defend yourself. You
right.
know?
And unfortunately, I guess, like I said, we're not raised to defend ourselves. We're raised to work hard, and
We're raised with a word in mind. You know, you keep
Right.
your word.
so it's kind of one of those. Whenever it first happened to me, I was like, "What the fuck?" And like the worst part is like this person's like looking you dead and dying. They're like,
Yeah.
"I don't know what you're talking about."
You should have gone up to him like DMX. You think it's a game? You think it's a fucking game? And then bark. Ruff, ruff.
No, man, that shit pissed me off. And even to this day, I'm not gonna lie. To this day,
You
I
still
still,
think about it. and-
well, no, I don't think about it. I still have that mindset that I was like, oh, okay, you'll tell me you'll give me this information. I'm like, I'll believe you.
I know something that does.
And it always ends up biting me in the ass, dude. Like, I was like, fuck me. Like, damn it. Why can't I just fucking learn to just send a simple email? Hey, we agreed on this. Send. That was it.
Yeah,
Call it a
man.
day. But I guess I'm hard headed to an extent.
Yeah, man. But you know that's just some of the coworkers you're faced with, you know. And then on top of that, you got to find out, or not find out, but find a way to interact with those coworkers
Yeah.
when you're working together, and sometimes outside of work, you know, because it happens. Like, hey, you wanna go get some beers, bro? Beer's my middle name. Let's get chocolatey wasted today.
Yeah, that's
you
the
know,
hard part
once-
because you don't want to
once-
get wasted either.
Once, like, you can get tipsy, maybe even drunk, all right, and you're still fine. But when you black out,
Have you blacked out, dude?
no, no.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say.
No, I've been good there, but I've seen other people do it, and like
Just sloppy
it
shit.
it jades that view that you have of me. You're like I see you at work, you're cool and all, but now I know the real you. Like, you get drunk and you are something else.
You dirty.
Like,
dirty.
yeah, you, in the words of the Sitch, you dirty little hamster. You know what I'm saying, dude? Like, so luckily, I don't know if it was our drinking tolerance that helped us out. You know,
Probably our hard work.
it was our all those long hours they put in drinking for the sake of it that finally paid off in the professional world. Well, now you can, like,
Yeah.
you know what? I can drink up to your level. I can hang toe to toe, you know, and then not black out, and then
Definitely
you
not
go the
proud of
next
that.
day. And sometimes you gotta, like, oh man, I have a hangover.
Hell no. You can't look like no
sometimes
bitch.
you lie.
Mama damn raised no bitch.
It's because, you know, some of these coworkers. Oh man, I feel like shit. Oh, but and you like, you know what? He wants compassion. You're like, yeah, me too, man. Even though in your mind you're like, man, you little bitch,
Yeah, I know.
bro.
To be honest, I've never really done happy hour with coworkers.
Really?
Well, because in my case, it's like I work near Uptown. I live near Katy. Traffic is like an hour drive.
Are you saying you can't hang drinking players?
No, I know I can hang, but it's
Oh.
like happy hours at 4. It ends by 5.
That's a short ass happy hour.
Yeah, exactly. And so it was like if I had to be there till 5 and then drive to Katy,
That's
I'm gonna be
traffic.
stuck about an hour and like if you want to do happy hour, make it from like 4 to 7. Because at
Damn,
7 traffic
player.
is that well traffic dies down, make it worth it for me, dude.
Oh, dude, you're fucking.
Well, it's true. Like, why am I gonna go drink for an hour and then fucking be miserable for an hour and a half stuck in Houston traffic?
But if you do it correctly, you can throw some down, and then like on the way home, you can put some jams on and fucking jamming like a mofo.
Yeah, that's true, but I don't know.
But no, then
it's
it like
it
the
kills your
effect dies
vibe.
down, and
Yeah,
you're like, fuck, like damn, no, you're right.
you got to have a roadie, and then you
Yeah.
can get pulled over. Then don't drink and drive, guys.
Don't
We're
drink
not
and
we're
drive.
not promoting drinking and driving.
Drink and then drive.
Yes,
That'll work. But don't drink and drive.
but you know what? It's cool though. Actually, getting to know those few coworkers that you're like, oh, okay, you know what? You're cool peeps. You know, I can
like-
hang out with you. You know,
I have some coworkers like that. Like my circle of coworkers is people who I've worked with for the last 5 years, who I've trusted, who I know how they are. You know, we know each other and we know how we can be around each other. You know?
Right, exactly.
And-
but the weird part is sometimes, well, not the weird part, but the hard part is sometimes keeping that professionalism at work, right? Because you're cool with that person outside of work too, that you kind of want to bring that relationship into where you're like, oh wait, I'm at work, I can't do that around here. We can't talk about that.
Yeah.
It's like for me, for example, like Alfred, right? Shout out to Alfred. He actually likes listening to us.
Appreciate it, play.
Yeah, I know. What do you call him?
No, you're my way. It wasn't me. It was Joe.
Yeah, but yeah. Anyways, the Doughboy. Yeah, you know, I've known him since fucking 2000, since I started working, 2011.
Holding it down.
And you know, he's actually one of those few coworkers that knows who I am. And always, he was at my bachelor party, and he's just like, he knows who I am.
Damn, yeah,
and he was like, dude, you still remember you trying to fight me that day? I was like, fuck no, I don't.
Hell, you don't remember you went to the donut shop.
I don't remember a lot of things.
It was
But
2 in the
anyways,
morning.
that's not what the episode's about.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know,
incriminate yourself.
but he's one of those few coworkers, and surprisingly, like, we still work together at different company, but we still work together.
Yeah. No, I mean, it just takes a little by little, you know. You kind of gain a sense of how people are through work, you know.
Yeah.
How they behave at work lets you kind of open up yourself up for, you know, enjoying some time with them outside of work.
Yeah,
You know?
putting
You know,
your
hanging
wall
out.
down a little bit.
Yeah. So how they carry themselves in the office or in the whatever setting you're at should give you a good idea of how they behave outside.
No doubt.
You know, that right there, I guess, would be a good tip that I can give people who are entering a professional setting per se, or maybe in any setting. You know, how they behave at work is how they're gonna behave outside. You know,
That's how they carry themselves.
how they carry themselves.
Yeah,
you
because
know?
you can behave a certain way, but you know, it's just kind of like you can put up a front per se.
Yeah.
Hey, like I'm gonna act like, you know, I'm a nice person or whatever, but in reality, you may be a dick.
Yeah.
But how you carry, you can tell how somebody carries themselves, right? They're like fucking walking with their nose up and all this other shit. You're just like, yeah, I don't want to deal with you type
Or
thing.
talk shit or talk down on people.
Yeah, you know, it's like, you know, we're not all blessed for whatever reason, right? And that's kind of something we forget is that we are blessed to be able to be in a situation to work in a professional
Yeah.
industry. And granted, no disrespect to everybody else, right? Because
Correct.
everybody has their own job, their own role. They
We
work
all
hard
make it
for what they
happen
do.
the way we know.
Yeah. So I mean,
Like I said, we all have that same mentality, whether you apply it in a blue collar world or white collar world. The mentality never changes.
yeah.
You know, and I'm gonna piggyback off what I say. You know, that advice of how people carry themselves is whether it allows you to give them a chance or not outside of work. You know, what other advice would you have for the new someone who was stuck in our shoes? You know, who's going into a new line of work that they're not familiar with.
I think me personally, speaking from experiences, and that's the hardest thing that I had to learn was asking for help. You know, because as growing up in the way we grew up, it was you don't ask for help, you figure it out. You work hard. If you don't know, you figure it out until you know how to do it. But in the white collar industry, is very open door policy, right? Ask for help. If you don't know something, ask for help. And sure enough, that applies to anything you do, right? The American, from what I've seen, is the American ways is if if a person is willing to help you out, take advantage of it.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying literally take advantage of it, but actually get the help that you need.
Learn from it.
Yeah.
Learn from it. Don't just sit there idle and have them do it for you. Learn how it's done so you can do it, and the next time around that shows up or that pops up, that's a good way to look at it.
I think another thing is don't feel like you don't belong. Mm-hmm. Make yourself belong. Show them through your hard work that you deserve to be here just as much as they are.
Give yourself value.
Yeah, exactly. And that's kind of the hard thing to do sometimes is reflect on yourself and like, damn, I made it this far. Based on what my parents had, what they did, and what I did. Granted, I didn't bust my ass like they did, but I went through school or whatever. Yeah. Actually appreciate what you've done and where you're at. Because it's so easy to get caught up into the whole, work, and...
Twerk, no?
Yeah.
Is that what you're trying to go with? Oh, my bad.
That you just get so focused on work that you fail to take a step back and be like, damn, look at what I've accomplished.
Yeah. No, I look at that, dude. I was actually thinking about that, and I was thinking about it in the economic sense because I was having a flashback of when I first started working and how much I earned, and then where I'm at now and how much I've earned and how much it's been a drastic change. And
you
I'm
got
like,
money.
And I'm like, damn, dude, after years of working hard and finding ways, because as teachers, we get a salary.
Yeah.
But there's other options for you to do in a school where you can earn extra money. They can pay you by stipend. So whoever wants that extra money will find it.
Yeah.
They'll find it. If you like working, if you want to better yourself, if you want to.
Even if it's through work or through a side hustle.
Yeah, exactly. So, I lost my train of thought there.
Your income,
anywho,
level.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So that there, I'm like, hey, you know what? I belong here. I've earned my way to be where I'm at, and to enjoy the fruits of my labor and whatnot.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool there.
And that's true, and it's kind of funny that you talk about that is that you're able to realize that you earned your way there. Because actually I've had a fucking couple of rough weeks at work that I'm like, dude, though, it makes you think twice, like, fuck, man, and am I doing the right thing? Am I actually worth my title per se? And luckily, what my wife tells me, she's like, well, hey, you know what, you're there for a reason. Granted, right now it's hard, yeah, but if you're there and they still have you, it's for a reason. It's not just because you have a title per se. It's just because they actually see your hard work. Yeah. And that's kind of the hard part you see whenever times are tough like that you're like, well, damn it. You don't see the light at the end of the tunnel, but Correct. There is one, right? And then I think once you go through a tough time like that, you actually have to take a step back and be like, damn, I just did that. I really just did that.
Another advice that I can give is don't stay stagnant. Diversify yourself.
Keep learning. Keep learning. Don't stop learning.
Have that growth mentality, you know. Always look for ways to grow. Always look for ways to...
and it doesn't have to be with your line of job.
Correct.
It's just with life in general. Are you going to want more?
No.
Okay, I may finish it.
So it's be versatile, if they ask you to do something, be like, you know what? Well, I don't know how to do it, but I'm going to do my best on how to get it done,
I'll figure it out.
I'll
work hard and figure it out.
Yep, that mindset is that growth mindset. And then learn from our mistakes as well, the ones we talked about. Learning how to dress.
Yes, that's key. Learning how to dress, how to talk, how to eat.
And don't be afraid to say, hey, you know what? What's the dress like for this event? For this.
Yeah.
Don't
ask for help.
Yep.
I think it was one of my professors. I can't remember what class it was. He was like, some of the smartest engineers I taught were actually the ones that had the lowest grade in my class, but they knew how to ask for help. And I was just like, oh, I never knew how to ask for help.
No,
I still don't know sometimes. Sometimes I'm like, well, I should probably ask for help, but no, I can't ask for help. I'll look like a little bitch. I can work hard through this. But sometimes it's okay to ask for help.
Yeah. Also, ask if your company offers any ways or any seminars that they can send you to, where you can grow, you can
better yourself,
and it's free because they'll pay for it. Because honestly, to them, they benefit because it makes you a better employee, and then it benefits you because you got another tool in your toolbox. So if you ever leave that place, guess what? It goes with you wherever you go.
That's true, and that's kind of one of those things. Is going with that in line is if you know your job is allowing you to take an opportunity to get some sort of certificate or license or some shit like that, do it. You know, don't sell yourself short. Don't say, oh well, nah, that's not meant for me, or I can't do that. You'll be surprised how much you actually do know.
Oh yeah.
And sometimes, like Chago said, it goes with you, right? Like for me, for example, I knew since I graduated college that I want to get my professional license.
Damn.
And but it's not an easy thing to get. But the good thing about it is once you get it, it's yours. You know,
like for life.
Yeah, I mean, you just got to take a couple of courses here and there every year, but it's yours. And it goes with you wherever you go. It's not tied down to my company. It's literally mine. So
Yeah.
if I want to move around companies, that license is mine. And then I'm like, hey, I'm a licensed engineer in the state of Texas.
Yeah.
How the fuck I did that, I have no clue. I'll tell you what though, I passed by one question.
And
I'm very proud of that.
And so all this we're telling you is to set yourself up for success. It's like this is what we went through. All right? It may be what you go through, may not be, but at least through what we have referenced, you can be like, hey, you know what? Maybe I should do things how they would do it. How the people where I'm going to would do it, and stuff like that. So,
or what, they did that wrong. How should I do it differently?
Yeah.
That'll make me successful. I guess that's the way to approach it. How can I be successful? Rather than being feared or being, having fear, is having that mentality of how can I be successful?
Yeah.
What can I do to make me successful?
I once ran into this older gentleman, and he told me, he's like he said, I want to instill the mentality in my kids that even if I have a job as a janitor, I will find whatever way it takes for me to be the best janitor there is in the world.
Yeah.
If they offer courses for it, or if there's books for it, I'm gonna read them so that my kids know that I'm trying to do the best that I can to better myself.
Right, exactly.
Whether that's gonna be my life job or not, find a way to actually make yourself the best you can at that position, at that profession.
Yeah.
Now, and that's one of those things where it's always stuck with me. I'm like, it makes sense. It makes sense. Teach that value to your kids that be the best you can be at wherever you're at, and don't just stay stagnant. Keep growing. Find a way to diversify yourself. And just like we said, make it work.
I think it's one of the things you have to set your values, right? As a person, you set your values and do what you have to do to you stay true to those values.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever it is, hard work or learning or whatever the case may be, but you stay true to your values.
Yeah, stay true to what you know and what you've learned.
Right.
That'll be the best thing. So I guess I got. We're going into our last segment.
Yeah.
Our last topic, la última y nos vamos.
Mm-hmm.
And just we talked about it before. That's a lie because you say la última nos vamos y todavía sigues un chingo.
It's probably about another 10, 15 minutes, guys.
Yeah. So
if you need to fast forward, take a piss break.
You need to hit pause because it's more like 5 minutes.
I don't know. We'll find out. Let's see.
But anywho, right. La última nos vamos. The last question.
Yeah.
Knowing what you know, would you recommend your career to your kids?
I wouldn't recommend it to them, but I wouldn't stop them either. I'm kind of you figure it out for yourself. I'll advise to you what it's like for me, what it was like for me, the challenges that I faced. But I'm not going to tell you not to do it. Because everybody makes their own life decisions.
Correct.
And for all I know, they may be better at it than I am. So to me, it's kind of to me, I've always been that person that people are like, to family, friends, they see us as, oh, they're the golden kids, right? Because, look at their parents, look at what they did, and they went to school, they graduated, they have professional jobs and whatnot. Be like them. But in my mind, I wish the parents would tell them, be better than them.
Yeah, that is true. Be better than them.
Because then I wouldn't take offense to that because I set a standard, set it a little bit higher, set it up for the next generation after us that they're like, if he's a licensed engineer, well, I want to be a licensed engineer with my master's. Correct. Or a licensed engineer with my PhD, or something along those lines that, you know, I hope my son or my daughter are like, well, hey, you know what, mom and dad did this, but I want to be better, you know, and by all means, you know, I'm not going to stop them. Tell me how I can help you so you can become better.
Whatever line you choose. So just
Right.
Just let me know how you can become better.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad.
But I wouldn't stop them though. I mean, I'll tell them, I'll guide them. And I guess fortunately and unfortunately, it's going to be one of those that's like, okay, well, no disrespect to anybody, but they may be like, oh, well, I want to be a musician or something like that. Yeah. But it's gonna be a reality conversation. Like, okay, you want to do this? Well, this is gonna be your income level. What you have right now is based on our income level. You know, if you want to keep having that same lifestyle, you're gonna have to do something similar. If not, then, you know, reconsider your choices. And it'll suck probably, but if that's something that makes them happy at the end of the day, I can't stop them.
No, you can't stop them. Just the way I tell like my students, I'm like, that's a great plan. You know, I'm not gonna stop you from achieving your dream or from having a dream. I don't want to be that guy, but always have a fallback plan.
Right.
Have a fallback plan, and I'm not saying go to school because school's not for everybody. Let's be honest.
Yeah, we've said that before, and we'll keep on saying it.
Yeah, even me as a teacher, you know, I tell my students, hey man, school's not for everybody. You know, but use it to your advantage. Learn a craft,
right,
and then go off of that. You know, get yourself some kind of certification or something you can use when you get out, and then just set yourself up to where when you get out, you can find yourself a decent job and just keep growing from there, you know?
Right, because going to the whole school's not for everybody. It's either you may not be book smart, but you could be smart with something else, right? With a technical craft. Mm-hmm. That or, you know, financially, you're not fortunate to be able to go through it. That you are book smart, but for whatever reason, your immigration status could be
correct.
Could alter that.
Could hinder you.
Yeah, so, but... you know, and it's always good to have a fallback plan. And not only that, especially the way that things are going, it's either one of those, if you don't have a partner that has or makes as much income as you, then if you're by yourself, you need somebody that has that income level, or you have to have that side hustle.
Yeah.
Because life is not getting any cheaper, right? The cost of living is not getting any cheaper.
And our paychecks are not getting any higher.
Right. You know, the cost of living is going up. The salary is staying low. It's just like, well, shit, how the fuck am I supposed to manage?
I feel like I'm living in California.
Damn it, without state taxes.
I know, without state taxes, right? That's crazy, bro. It's crazy.
But, I mean, what would you do? I guess in your case, right, that your son's in Mexico, you're here. I mean, granted, hopefully he'll grow up here and he'll see different, I guess, professional or career paths. Mm-hmm. But whenever he gets here and he starts saying, hey, Dad, you know, what do you do? What does my uncles do? You know, what would you tell them?
I get to talk to him on a daily basis, you know, and he, excuse me, he understands now that I go in early and I get out late, you know, and to him it's a shock, you know, because his teachers don't go in till 8, they get out at 12.
Damn it,
it's 4 hours, and then here I am telling him, hey, you know what? I'm going in at 6 a.m. and I'm getting out at 6 p.m. And he's like, what? He's like,
you're not weird. A teacher.
Yeah, and it's a shock to him. Yeah. But little by little, he knows that, you know what, I have to work the way I do, you know?
Yeah.
Of course, I don't tell him, you know what, I have to do this because of, you know, I like the way I live and I want to continue living the way I live and I want you to have a good life and whatnot. But
right, going back to the lifestyle.
Yeah, so I'm just like, hey, you know what? I got to work. That's it. That's all he knows. Now, would I recommend to my kid? No, I'd honestly recommend if he's going to work that hard to find something that's actually going to compensate him for it.
Yeah.
You know, don't just be like, oh, well, you know what? It's for the kids or it's for somebody else. No, do it for yourself.
That's true.
It's selfish, but, I mean, you're working that hard and you're not getting compensated for it. You know, all that is free time that you're giving up. So
well, that is kind of one of those you have to see from economic side, right? Is how much money do I have to invest to get the salary that I want? Mm-hmm. You know, and that's kind of one of the things that I knew what I got myself into when I went to school was, you know, I'm probably gonna come out of school with some debt, right? Because obviously our parents didn't have that opportunity to pay for our college.
Correct.
So I knew I was going to come out with loans, but I was like, okay, what career path can I choose that A is going to get me out of loans quick, and then B is going to set me for the long run.
Yeah.
And sometimes you don't need a 4-year degree, especially nowadays. You can get a 2-year technical degree, and that itself,
set yourself up.
you know, like one of our interns right now, he's doing a engineering degree through HCC that has an affiliation with UT Tyler, and it's literally like, I think it's like $20K, $25K for all 4 years.
Dude, that's
Dirt
sweet.
cheap. To come out with an engineering degree is like, you know, and granted, at the end of the day, it's like, and I talked to this kid, right, for lack of better words. He's only 18 years old, 19 years old. And I told him, I was like, dude, you know, at the end of the day, you have to choose what you want to do. You know, it's not cheap. It's not easy, but if you want it, you'll do it.
Yeah.
You know, and it's hard work. You know, luckily for him, his dad had the same kind of mind frame as our parents, was hard work.
Hell yeah, man. But you know, reflecting on the topic, I think we chose a good one to talk about. You know, because it's some things that people are really scared of to talk about,
To phase.
To phase. There you go. Yeah, and you know, some hopefully our friends who hear this, they can say like, you know what, that is true. Like, I had the same issue going to work at wherever I'm at. You know.
Yeah.
And hopefully the ones who hear it, who are not there yet but are in the process of it, they can be like, hey, you know what? Well, these guys went through it. They're fucking drunks and they're fucking dumb, and here they are.
Yeah, look at their
Being
dumbasses.
somewhat successful.
They're professional works doing a fucking podcast on a Friday night while drinking, right?
Yeah,
and that's kind of, it goes back to staying true to your values. You set your values and you work them and you stay with them, right?
Yep.
I mean, we could have easily just been keeping to ourselves, not sharing some of these stories, some of our lessons learned for people to better themselves, right?
Yep.
We could have been like, nah, well, they'll figure it out just how we figured it out. But I mean, I have no shame.
Hard way. Ask, just like Nato said, ask away. There's a lot of people with a lot of knowledge.
You know, as dumb as I look, I actually have some pretty good professional help that I can offer, guys. My wife always is amazed by how well I'm able to write resumes. And English is my second language. But I know how to twist words that make you sound like a fucking badass.
Yeah, that's what you got to do. Use synonyms. Synonyms, you know.
I don't know. Like, I know how to write it. Don't get technical with me though.
Basically, finding the right word, the fancy word for a definition.
Right.
You know? That's exactly, and to make yourself look book smart. You know.
And I mean, if you guys ever need help, I mean, I'll be more than glad.
Like, buy yourself the interview.
Yeah.
Sell yourself, better yet.
Well, that's the thing, right?
Sell yourself
through
in the paper to where someone says, you know what, this person sounds educated enough.
Sounds like they know what they're doing.
They sound like they know what they're doing, that we want to offer them at least a chance to talk to them in person.
Right.
You know, buy yourself that chance. I guess I buy it.
Set yourself up for success for that chance.
There you go.
But I mean, luckily, I feel like we're in a situation that we can help people out, that if they were to approach us and be like, hey, I'm in this situation, what would you do or what would you have done? I'll flat out tell them like, hey, you know, I messed up. I should have gotten this student loan, but I got it because I thought it was money.
Correct.
You know, stuff like that. I'm like, I have no shame in what I went through, that I'm like, this is what I did. I don't recommend you doing it, but if you want to do it,
if it's your last option,
your
last resource, go ahead and do it. But
this is what I would have done instead.
Yes, this is
had I known what I know now.
Doing. Yeah. So hopefully we offered some kind of insight into what this world that we live in now and how we got there, and you know how we've adapted, and how hopefully it helps you in the future, or it makes you reflect on, damn, you know what, shit, I went through that too.
Yeah.
You know, hopefully.
Or, you know, I'm successful, right? I'm only because I'm not a white collar professional doesn't mean I'm not successful.
Just because I don't sit in a desk and I'm not in front of a computer does not make you successful. Hey, you got your own business, shit. I think you're way better off than us.
I mean, you got a Monday through Friday job with benefits. You got it made. You know, that's a lot of things that a lot of people don't have. And you got a paycheck that can provide food. You're winning.
You're twinning, bruh.
But
with that being said, what's our next topic?
I don't know, dude. Actually, next week we have to record.
Why?
because
Oh,
the following
shit.
week you're gonna be gone.
Yeah, you're right.
So we got to make it a good one.
We'll make it a good one. We'll tell you that definitely. We'll make the next topic a good one. And then Skeet, how do they find us?
They find us on the gram. I'm getting fancy with these terms.
Ooh.
We Instagram, pero el día que me muera pod. Hashtag PEDQMM. Shout out to Jorgio and WellSource for hooking us up with this plaque
Word,
here.
son.
Facebook as well, same name. So yeah, hit us up. You know,
YouTube and Spotify as well.
Yeah, there you go. My bad, I forgot those two.
Yeah, you forgot about them.
It's been a while, bro.
But they should be popping up like somewhere.
Yeah, maybe
somewhere
my
down
brother
low,
figured out how to do the links and
Yeah,
whatnot.
somewhere around there. It's going to pop up on the
So,
screen, but it'll pop up.
But yeah, and hit us up. Let us know your thoughts. Let us know if you've been through something similar,
Or if you need help.
yeah, or drop your challenges.
Word. Let us know what challenge you face and how you overcame them. And
Right.
hopefully we can make this a community where we can share it with other people,
Yes, that's ultimately what we're trying to do right there. It's
There you
just people helping people.
There you go. With that being said, we're out.